Okay, here is Peter's Grammy, artist, Peter's brother, Trey, Peter's aunt, Sandy, Peter's sister, FaceTiming us from Bloomington, Indiana, Gretchen, and I'm Peter's mom, Renee.
1 billion children do not receive one or more of the vital services that are necessary for survival and proper growth. And also 3 children die every second. So it's no wonder that so many children are dying each year when so many don't have just the resources and supplies to survive. Before I go on, I got my information from the following sources. Child death rates came from Global Issues and Guardian.com. My poverty came from Global Issues. Quotes came from Whale. Examples were from UNICEF. The future projections were from PLOS Medicine. The current progress was from Oxford Journals, and the decline death rate was from the New York Times. So my name is Peter Mahan, and I'm going to talk to you about the global problem of child mistreatment, deprivation, and death in various parts of the world, and also the solution to raise awareness and to volunteer your time and to donate money. So there are millions of families and children that are dying every year. The children are deprived of an education and they can't get out of the poverty they're in. Many lack clean water, something that we take for granted every single day. There are 148 million children under the age of 5 that are underweight for their age. 101 million don't get a proper education, and 4 million children die within the first month of being born because they don't have the supplies and resources to take care of their babies. So these people are stuck in poverty because, like I said, they don't get a proper education. They need an education to earn money and get out of poverty. But worldwide, 80% of people live on less than $10 a day. Also, for those that don't have access to clean water, 2 out of every 3 people live on less than $2 a day. And for those people who don't have access to clean water, 1 in 3 live on less than $1 a day. So this is a worldwide problem. It is a problem in many countries. There are about 22,000 that die each day due to poverty. This is an excerpt from a researcher that 350 million Africans get malaria each year, but do not appear to have the right to anti-malarial treatment. 2 million get TB annually, yet AIDS spending is 90 times higher than TB spending, and there's little left over for treating pneumonias, cancers, parasites, bacterials, and diabetes. What specific or political justification could there be for that? So as I said, this is a worldwide problem. Many families and children are affected by it and are suffering. About 1 million people die every year from malaria. Out of this number, 90% of that is from Africa, and 80% of that number is children in Africa. Because of the Syria conflict, there are about 6.8 million people that are affected by this, and there are also about 4 million children that need immediate assistance from organizations just for survival. In Mongolia, a little girl named Yanga was born with learning disabilities. Because many people with disabilities are mistreated in other countries, she was forced to quit school because of stigma and discrimination. So if this problem is not taken care of, millions of people will continue to die each year. This is what a UNICEF expert said. The continuation of this suffering and loss of life contravenes the natural human instinct to help in times of disaster. Imagine the horror of the world if a major earthquake were to occur and people stood by and watched without assisting the survivors. Yet every day, the equivalent of major earthquake killing about 30,000 young children occurs to disturbingly muted response. They die quietly in some of the poorest villages on earth, far removed from the scrutiny and the conscience huge worldwide problem, and a proper solution needs to be implemented to help these millions of people worldwide. So some of the main things that need to be implemented is just raising awareness around the world. Also devoting time, volunteering either domestically or internationally to help these people. And lastly, simply donating money, which is the easiest way. So since this is a foreign problem, a lot of people don't think about it. We go through our daily lives and don't even consider what's going on around the world. And also people don't think that they can make a difference since they're just one person. But this is totally wrong. UNICEF also aims to solve the root of the problem rather than just a temporary relief. Instead of just giving them some clean water, they build wells which will permanently give them clean water. Instead of just giving them school supplies, they build schools for them and also train teachers so that they can educate their children. So there's already been a lot of progress made. As you can see from this chart, this is the decline in under 5 mortality rates from 1990 to 2010. So as you can see, they've all dropped due to these organizations like UNICEF helping around the world. And if you can see the last one, the world has dropped from 88 to 57 deaths per 1,000. So it's evident that this is already worked a lot, and they just keep needing help to keep decreasing these mortality rates. So the projection for the future in mortality rates, the percent chance of children dying is 25% between 2005 and 2015, and it's 40% between 2005 and 2030. So obviously with these projections, these organizations are doing a great job and they're helping, but they just need more help and more money. Some other progress, in 1990 there was 12.5 million deaths to children under the age of 5, and that number dropped in 2008 to 8.8 million deaths, and in 2011 there were 6.9 million deaths to children under the age of 5. So a couple other reports of success. 6 days a week, Dr. Feta Chofan attends to children and women seeking medical assistance at a clinic in Home City. Here she examines 30 to 40 children and women every day. Later in the morning, Dr. Chofan makes her routine visits to shelters for displaced families. She is in part one of 3 mobile health teams in homes that go to shelter, taking medical services to where the children are. Throughout Syria, UNICEF is supporting 50 such teams, which has so far provided medical assistance to over 44,400 children. And also in January of 2012, a rebellion erupted in northern Mali. The Dicko family fled by truck, empty-handed, and arrived in Ségou just over a year ago. They are now among an estimated 292,000 Malians who have fled in the fighting in the north, but have stayed within the country's borders. According to the governor, Little Ségou's houses, riverbanks, and yards have gained 36,000 people in the past year. UNICEF has provided kits containing everyday items like pots, mosquito nets, blankets, along with water, sanitation, and hygiene items. So I've told you about the growing problem, this worldwide problem, that families don't even have the supplies and resources to survive and live a proper life. So the solution has already been implemented some by these organizations to raise awareness, to donate money and donate time. They just need more help. And one last story to leave you with. Vaccination rates in Somalia are low. In 2011, only 11% of children in Somalia and 7% in Puntland received these 3 doses of the DTP vaccine, which protects against diphtheria, whooping cough, and tetanus. Before their first birthdays, the new pentavalent vaccine that was launched with UNICEF support in April offers protection against the DTP diseases as well as against HIV, which can cause pneumonia, meningitis, and hepatitis B. Over 1.3 million pentavalent vaccines will be available to Somali children this year. So as you can see, UNICEF has done a great job so far, but they just need continued support and help. Thank you.
Good job. Wow.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Very good. Nicely done.
Pass the basket.